Right here. Don't touch that dial. Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. A tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us on the World Wide Web, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com or 1400 AM or 1350 AM, and you can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful, hot day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 and WPCE 1400. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Miss Jewel Corporal, good morning. Loved you back. Hope things are going well. We want you to also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, and comment, and we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, like, share, and subscribe.
I tell
and
you
shout
what,
them out.
We'll shout you out.
Yeah.
But we want to know who you are.
That's
Mr. E, what day is it today?
Today is hump day. That's what today is.
It's a big old hump day. But I tell you what, you all should be up and popping. It's the middle of the week. I'm telling you, I'm feeling good. And I hope you all are too.
Yeah. Good like a good child of God should.
Amen. The weather here is hot and steamy.
83 degrees on the outside. Make sure you drink plenty of water. They say it's going to feel like 101.
I talked to my friend from Africa on yesterday, and she said the weather here, and she's been here for 20 years, is nothing like over there in the Congo. She said it is amazing, this humidity, and then sometimes the extreme cold that we get. But I tell you what, we are blessed anyway and thankful for even the warm.
That's right. We got to give God glory and honor for the warm seasons and the weather, because soon and very soon the season will change.
Right now we're in the month of August, and we have our wonderful segment on Wednesday, Mr. E, is What's Under the Hat? Issues concerning men.
That's right.
Today we have a very special guest. We have Pastor Richard Willett with us. He's going to talk about his call to the ministry, his church, and an event that's taking place real soon, Mr. E. We want to say good morning to you, Pastor Willard.
Good morning. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm blessed. God is good.
Amen. Pastor Willard, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
I'm from North Virginia, where I met the Lord in 1999. And God saved me and drew me to a church in Portland, Virginia. A church called Mount Sinai United Holiness Church, with the pastor, the Honorable Elder Ronald Thompson. And that's why I I met the Lord there. And got saved and given life to Christ Jesus in 1999.
Wow.
You know, we look at your bio and information, and to me, it is all about the ministry. It's all about God. And tell us when you answered the call. You know, when you became a pastor, how you became a pastor.
Well, first of all, I was the call for salvation. I gave my life to Christ, and I had no idea. He called me to that level of the ministry. I was just glad to be saved and have salvation.
Yeah.
He brought me out of a prison of drugs and worldliness, and I was so glad to be set free. And I just fell in love with Christ for the freedom that He afforded me, and then my relationship. First ministry, I think relationship with Christ is first ministry. So He called me, and I didn't answer the call. I started off by ushering, driving a church van for many years. I started a track ministry in Lincoln Park. We would pass out tracks in neighborhood, and people in the corner had to check people porches. And I ran a food bank. I was a church sexton, and I did also a task for God.
Yeah.
That is marvelous. Now tell me, I hear this from a lot of pastors, preachers. Did you go kicking and screaming when you got the call? Some of them say they run and they say, Lord, not me. Did you do one of those, Pastor Willard?
I was just looking, and I did not be called God upon my life. I was just so glad and I was just saved. He brought me out of the marvelous life, and he just brought me out of the close office.
Yes.
And I was just glad to be set free. And I had no idea that He would call me to this level of ministry, but I did answer the call reluctantly.
You didn't kick and scratch and scream, did you?
I hear that all the time from pastors. They're like, Lord, no, please, not me.
Yes, but if God calls you to it, God will see you to it.
Absolutely.
And He had to change our heart from a heart of stone to a heart of flesh.
Yeah.
And the love of Christ got us to us toward others.
Yes.
And so when I fell in love with God, you show how to love His people.
Tell us a little bit about your ministry and the name of your ministry. Tell us where you're located and how you got started with that great ministry.
So the name of the ministry is Full Gospel Outreach Ministry, because I believe that a church should still outside of the four walls. Jesus did most of His work outside of organized religion, and the church is located at 1518 Johnston Road in North Virginia, in the northern section of Norfolk. Zip code 23518 in the northern section of Norfolk. And so when God called me to the ministry, He called me to go out and to evangelize to the downtrodden, those that were on drugs, and myself. Most times, your message was ministry.
Yes.
God brings out of that mess. He'll save you and sanctify you and send you back to the mess.
Yes.
He'll bring out of the mess, and the mess don't get back in there.
Absolutely.
Get back to you.
Yes. Did you feel at the time you were in it, because this is our segment is what's under the hat, issues concerning men. And we know that, quite a few men and women, but we're talking about the men today, do find themselves, in a world of trouble and, with drugs and things like that. At the time you were in it, was there something inside of you calling out for help?
Yes, because I knew I was not created to be a drug addict. I was not created to live in segregation like that.
Yes.
I knew something was wrong. I put my finger on it. I knew something was wrong. I was in the greatest country in the world. I didn't have nothing to show for it.
Wow.
For the drug addict. So I called out to God. I reached my hand to hell one night, and I cried out to the Lord. And I said, God, help me. And it made me really believe in God. I didn't know how He would deliver me, but I cried out for help.
Wow.
I got tired of being sick and tired.
Well, when you was out there, now, a lot of addicts and people that's on drugs and alcoholism and things of that nature. Well, a lot of people out there, they had habits. They have real habits. Did you have a real habit? And did you have a praying mama, praying grandmama? Was your family members in ministry?
Yes, my grandmother was a ordained elder of the church, and her father was a man of God, a reverend, Reverend Green, matter of fact. And my mother was a praying mother. She was a woman of God. And my wife got saved in '97, a year before I got saved. About a year and a half before I got saved, my wife was a praying woman of God. And they prayed for me, they prayed over me. And like I said, God is not going.
You said they tear it over you. They don't do that no more.
I know, but they tear it. Sometimes you have to tear it.
Yeah.
Pray. And sometimes the enemy deceives us and make you think your prayers are being wasted.
Yes.
But sometimes I've learned from the government that people get a little worse before they get better sometimes. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's a sign they got to come out.
Yes.
Because they will deceive you and make you think it's going to get worse, that God's prayer not being answered.
Yes. So reaching out, oh wow, it has to be a passion, a calling. You have to really have compassion on people that are out there. Tell us how you reach out to those that have been in the same place that you were.
First of all, I understood them.
Mm-hmm.
I recognized the same symptoms that I had on my life before I got there.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's hard to mentor people that you have not experienced what they're experiencing.
Yes.
And when you talk, we'll say things like, they can stop doing it if they want to. And I'll tell people, have you ever did it?
Wow.
Talk, preacher.
Yes.
So we say sensitive things because you're not been trapped in what they've been trapped in. And so you don't have that understanding. So I have a passion for people like that. I also know that if you want to come out, Jesus Christ will bring you out. If you want to come out, God is not going to take nothing from us that we're not willing to put down.
Yes.
Now, while you was ministry and recognize the symptoms of folks, and then you're going after them, and teaching them how to come out of, that I know that sometimes the rebellions of that addict or the rebellions of that person, really don't want to seek him, really want to come out. Now, you don't give up on them, do you? What do you continue to do with them?
Well, you pray for them and you plow the ground down with prayer. You intercede for them, even when you can't talk to them. I got family friends I'm praying for right now.
Okay.
Not right now, but I am praying for them.
Okay.
So effectual fervent prayer of the righteous avails much. And so without attempt to pray without ceasing, men should always pray. And that's fine. So in those times, I encourage my members and other people who have addicts in their families and people who are downtrodden. I pray for them.
Yes.
For prayer.
Yeah,
absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the event that you're having. And first, tell us about the community. And I understand that a lot of people say, well, the church needs to get from within the walls. I see that you're in the walls, but you're without, in the outside too, reaching out. Tell us about that and the event that's coming up for the community.
God put in my heart, because I'm in a northern community, and the part of the community I have in the church is kind of like a low-income community. And what I discovered many years ago is that a lot of times in the prominent communities, and the prominent Jewish communities and prominent Caucasian communities, they have resources.
Yes. And
their kids go to school from day one in position to succeed. And in the downtrodden and the low-income communities, our kids lack resources. And our kids go to school in September, have to wait till October to get school back.
Wow.
And the father and mother don't have resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so God pressed upon my heart and my church to try to put our low-income youth in position to succeed and build the same plan for level playing field as a more prominent community.
Yes.
For our church to succeed.
Well, you right there in the heart. Because a few months ago, a couple of months, somebody got shot right there on the corner of Johnson Road and Sewers Point Road. You right there in the heart. What are some of the events that you're gonna have? What are you gonna have out there for this great event for entertainment for the children to come back for going back to school?
Well, our plan is to have bounce house where they can enjoy themselves, cones.
Oh, they love that.
Popcorn, cheeseburger, off a fire department, bring the fire engine out.
Yes.
The kids can jump on the fire engine. I have a friend of mine bring no race cars here.
Okay.
Wow.
For the kids, to see other episodes of life and see other, faithful people and other successful people. Sometimes when people successful, you got to be exposed to success.
Yeah.
You have to be exposed to success. And a lot of times in in communities, you're exposed to so much godly, a lot of images and things that are not profitable.
Yes. That is.
So we just want to expose them to that somebody do care about you. Christ do love you. And he sent us to show his love towards you.
Yes. That is absolutely true.
You care. God cares. You're not by yourself. You're on the heart and the mind of God. God is not forsaking you. And
Yes.
so even people use us as his ambassadors to show the love of Christ. But sometimes you can't talk Christ. You got to show Christ.
Yes.
How does it make you feel to put back into the community, to give, supplies to less fortunate children, and to bring sport cars, fire engine, hot dogs, hamburger?
Yummy.
How does it feel to you, Pastor, for you to give back into the community?
First, I get a fulfillment out of it. I get my, fulfillment from Christ Jesus that I'm in the vein of God and I'm in the will of God, and God's plan through my ministry, through my life is being fulfilled.
Yes.
If I was to work while the day come, at night come, no man can work. And we are all laboring for the Most High God. We're laboring for God.
Absolutely.
God saved us and gave us salvation, but he saved us for service.
Yes.
And a lot of times, we're not careful. We forget what God saved us.
Absolutely. Pastor Willard, go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, God told Moses, go get the people out of Egypt. He said, bring them out to this mountain, they may serve me. And a lot of times as Christians, we forget that God saves us for service.
Yes.
That's about getting a nice house and a car, and that's job. It's about serving God, because all these things will come.
Yes.
And we forget to serve God, and we say we got the Holy Ghost, we've been filled with the Holy Ghost, we speak in tongues in church. But now it's time to be a witness for Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Because the sign of the Holy Ghost, that when the Holy Spirit come upon you, you should see power, and you be my what? My witness.
Absolutely.
That's the sign of the Holy Ghost, being a witness.
And that is true. That is so true. Once you've been converted, you go out there and you convert others. You help others to get to that place of success and rising above, just mere survival. Tell us how you did survive during the pandemic. What kind of things changed for the ministry, and did you go online? How did you survive it?
It was the Lord.
Yes.
Let the Lord build the house. They labor in vain.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had some services outside in the parking lot when it got to the height of the pandemic. So we didn't want to gather in the church, so we had some service in the parking lot. People raise their hands, raise their car, and just hold their hands to God out of their car.
Yes.
And then when it died down a little bit, we came back to the place where we had Facebook Live. And I found out, even in the pandemic, people still were hungry and thirsty with God's word.
Oh, wow. That is marvelous, because some people were experiencing a lot of fear. I know I talked to a few pastors that the church did not want to, the saints did not want to come back because they were so afraid of, what would happen in the pandemic. And so, a lot of people were, just did not feel comfortable. How do you make them feel comfortable? Did you all social distance once everything was getting better? How did you all transition back into the church?
Well, we followed all the guidelines. We had social distance. We kept our capacity down to the local numbers, and we had masks, and we followed all the guidelines. But at the same time, we kept our faith.
Yes.
So God gave us a spirit of fear, sound love, power, and sound mind. So we kept our faith in God.
Absolutely.
And I had some older saints that they were older and had underlying health conditions. They didn't want to come to church. I understood that, but they were older. It was more at risk.
Yes.
But we came out the strong to bear in terms of the weak.
Absolutely.
We came out and we praised God and we worshiped God and we prayed for those. And we continued to worship God and had church.
Yes. Tell me, did you learn anything about yourself during the pandemic? Did God show you? Because a lot of people felt God dealing with them and changing them in particular. Tell us the things that you felt as you went through this pandemic for the last 3 years.
Well, my testimony before God is that God showed us strong during the pandemic. We grew.
Wow. Yes.
And God showed us strong during the pandemic. And like I said, that's why he get all the glory. I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I was along for the ride. And we grew. We kept our faith. And God kept the doors open, kept the deal safe, and we grew.
Wow.
And so I remember during the pandemic, we did better during the pandemic.
Oh my, a lot of, wow.
In some cases, yes.
Yes.
What you say you did better during the pandemic? Was it amazing when you found yourself doing better during the pandemic than you do regularly?
Well, God taught me something. He taught me that miracles are stronger than nature.
Wow.
Signs and wonders shall follow those that believe.
Mm-hmm.
And God, I learned from nobody really knows God, but we can get experience with God because God is a mystery. And even Papa Paul wrote 13 or 14 books of credit to the Bible for God, but said, I did like to know you.
Yeah.
So it's something the power of resurrection. So I gained experience with God, and I know God is able to do miracles in downtime.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about men in ministry or men across the board. This segment is called What's Under the Hat, Issues Concerning Men. What do you find to be some of the greatest needs of men in this day and time?
Well, men are leaders, and the adversaries, they work so hard to pull men out of the position of leadership.
Yes.
And, the advocate got a saying to take a position to raise a child. Men, we should be the example and the standard for younger men and young people in general. And so to do that, to be the leader God calls you to be, you will need Christ Jesus. I saw a post the other day that said, real men love Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to be what God called me to be without God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think we have an impact on our community, our atmosphere, and our culture. When we stand up and be what God calls us to be and stop trying to be what we want to be, like God told Jeremiah, I called you to be a prophet to the nation. Before you were formed in your mama's womb, I called you to do something. And and Jeremiah answered the call as a prophet. And I think when men answer the call, whatever the call is, and stand with holy hands and to be an example and raise up the bloodstained banner, to be an example to the Jews come behind them, I think a lot of things will work out when men take their right position in the battle of Christ and stand.
Do you find that it's hard for men to come to church or to really encourage their families to come to church? As a leader, do you see more women in church than men? And why is it so hard for the brothers to come to church?
For men are masculine, and we have bronze. We got pride. We got more pride than when we got certain earlier. And pride is not good. The pride goes for a fall and the heart of people for destruction. And sometimes, because of our bronze and our strength, we think we don't need the Lord sometimes.
Yes.
That's why God is to bring you to the end of yourself. God to bring you to your future, your avatar. You try to do something to see the need for Christ. Apart from Christ Jesus, we could do nothing. And it took me a million years to learn that myself. And so I've learned how to pray to the Lord and petition God and invest a relationship in God and let go and let God.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think that? Do you think that men kind of inwardly think about God? I mean, they may not have been as expressive as a woman, but just like we asked earlier, you said you were crying out inside. Do you think men basically walk around like that, even though they do have a lot of ego, even though a lot of pride? Do you think that there's a cry inside in most men?
Yes, because the need for Christ has to be fulfilled. You try to live your life outside of the will and the purpose God created you for. It's like a fish is created for the water. You put a fish in the water, he thrives in the water, he's made for that water. And a tree is made for the soil. You put a tree in the dirt, it grows tall and strong. And a man is made in the image and the likeness of God. And when you put them out of God, people struggle.
Wow.
You start the other true vine, they use the branches. It's like a leaf. Something a leaf off the branch, it's gonna wither and die. It was not connected to the vine.
Wow, that's great. You preaching now, preacher. Now, besides for men walking around with their chest all poked out, there's a lot of men out here that they wait until something happened in their lives before they come to know Christ. Now, did you have to wait till you have a spiral down or had some issues dealing with life before you recognized that you needed the Lord to turn things around for you?
Well, my wake up moment was my mother passed in 1999, 2000. She passed, and my mother, she deceased, and she died in her home, and she had her Bible open, and it was Ruth Woodard, and she had her gospel music playing, and she was at peace. She was deceased, but she was at peace, and something triggered in me, and I went back to church. And I dedicated my life out to God because I knew it was what my mother wanted. And I knew it was what God wanted. And that was my wake up moment. Wow. Triggered in me to make me go back and start serving God.
A lot of people go and do it for somebody else. They do it for their mothers. They do it for their wives. They do it for their family or their friends or somebody else. What is the best way to do it? Is it better to do it for yourself, for the love of God? Or is it better for you just to, let somebody encourage you to go back or do it for somebody else?
In my opinion, I think the best thing to do is do it for the love of Christ. Because you got to serve God. You got to have your own personal relationship with God. And I know a lot of people use fear, but fear won't keep people. But we teach people to love God.
Yes.
The love of Christ.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nobody praise God the way you can praise God. Nobody's supposed to sound like your voice. I can pray for you, but I can't pray for you. God want to hear from you.
Absolutely. Pastor Willard, are you going beyond another set of walls, and that's in the prisons and the jails? Does your ministry reach out in those places?
Yes, I have done jail ministry prison ministry. I was in Portsmouth, I was in Lincoln Park. I did, and I plan to open that avenue back up again. So somebody can go into the incarcerated and preach the love of Christ to them. Jesus Christ said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was incarcerated, you came and visited me. That's all part of the ministry of Christ Jesus.
Yes.
Just because they're in prison on it physically, it don't mean they're in prison spiritually.
Absolutely.
And so we want to, because people are in darkness, and the anointing is illumination. And sometimes they don't have a prison problem or jail problem. They have a wisdom problem or illumination problem.
Yes. Absolutely. Can you give us some information again about the event, where it's going to be, who can come, and also about your ministry before we leave?
The event will be August 20th on Seward Point Road and Johnson Road in Miramar Apartment in the big field. And it's August 20th. It starts at 12 noon. All are welcome. All are welcome. Free food, free food, free festivities. The church is Full Gospel Outreach Ministry, 1518 Johnson Road, City of Norfolk, and the Northeast section of Norfolk. The people plan that day to show the love of Christ and to symbolize the love of Christ. But I believe love is an action.
Yes.
I believe you talk love, you gotta show love.
Yeah. Absolutely. Pastor Willard, you are a blessing. Thank you so much for what you do and those that support you and that work with you. We're going to make sure that we put the information down for our viewers. And we want you to be blessed, stay blessed. And we want to thank you again for being on FYI Radio Show.
Thank you for this opportunity to share my church Full Gospel Outreach Ministry. Thank you for letting me share the love of Christ and my view of Christ. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day now here.
God bless you.
All right, you all come over here to social media. We're going to talk about what's on the hat, upcoming shows, and much, much more. Be blessed. Stay hydrated. And we'll see you back here on Fun Friday.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to FY Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Our special guest is from Full Gospel Outreach Ministry, Pastor Richard Willard, located 1518 Johnson Road in the beautiful city of Norfolk, Virginia. And go by his special event, Back to School Package, where he's giving away back to school supplies. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350 on Peace 95.3 and on the World Wide Web and on social media platforms. Don't forget to have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Our right.
Wow. Mr. E, I felt the breakthrough in his life. I felt the passion for God in his testimony. And the reason I say that is because I listened to his story and how he was under a heavy burden,
A heavy load, yeah.
beneath the guilt of sin and shame. Then the hand of Jesus touched him.
Yeah.
And he seemed like he'd been running ever since.
Ever since.
That is marvelous, and that's what it's like. It is absolutely like that, wherein you say, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want a better life.
That's right.
And then the wonderful thing about it is once you've been converted, here you go out there ready to serve and ready to help someone else to come out of the muck.
I met Pastor Richard Willard some years ago and ministered at his church. Great fellow. He's a city employee. He's one of the supervisors for the city of Norfolk. And great man of God. And we heard him here. He's like that all the time.
Wow.
When he goes back into the community, he's go hard. He doesn't come back with just a few book bags. He wants to give away about 100 or 1,500 book bags or more. And then he brings the trucks and bounce house, the whole 9 yards. And where he's located, it's prime target for ministry.
Okay, absolutely.
And I like Pastor Willard. He's a great man of God. And he got a great wife, Miss Annette. We want to say good morning to you also, Miss Annette Willard. Thank you so much. And them 4 children that he has. So,
nice.
But he's giving back to the community. And that's what it's all about. Like you said, once you've been converted by any means necessary, once you've been converted, then go out and convert your brother, strengthen your brother, and start living the life in front of them so that they can come to know Christ.
He's giving a message that he appreciates what God has done for him. And, it's like a magical moment. It's like, longing to be better. And all of a sudden God says, I'm going to make you better. And I'm going to make you a testimony before many. I can imagine his family and friends like, is that him? He was laying down looking crazy and strung out. And all of a sudden now he has a different way of life. He's chosen a different route and he's coming out swinging. I can imagine the family being grateful. Some maybe not, but how that is. Some people don't want you to be, some people don't want you to be saved in order straight down. They'd rather see you in the gutter and whatnot. But there are so many supporters, I'm sure, that are saying, whoa, look at God, because I remember when.
That's right. One thing I can say about him, Miss Hinton, at least, he didn't do it for family members. He didn't do it for his mother. He, even though she was leading around, Miss Ruth was leading around, she was serving God and she was listening to the church music. But he decided, he made the step, and a lot of people going and giving their life to Christ because somebody else was doing it. But when you get it for yourself,
absolutely.
when you know that you got to stand before the Lord for yourself. Nobody else can stand before him. So that makes ministry, your walk with God, a real close relationship because it's you and God.
You know what else is looming in the atmosphere? School.
About to
He's
open.
talking
Yeah.
about back to school already, supplying some great things for our youngins. I wonder if they're ready. I got to ask my grandson, are you ready to go back? I wonder what the answer is going to be, because he is really enjoying the summer. But I see where people are gearing up, Mr. E, to get kids ready with the supplies.
That's
The
right.
stores
That's
are
right.
getting the supplies. You hear the sound of going back. I think one of my girls from my mentoring program, her son is back in school in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, it's that time.
It's that time to go back to school. And one of the times that I hear the little boy said the other day, when August come around, one of the months he said that they should never make is August.
Oh, wow.
Because he said that when August come around, everybody is
That
preparing
is true.
to go. He said he was having so much fun out here. He was enjoying himself. He said, but when August, he didn't want to see August. He'd rather have June and July and June and July, June and July, but he did not want August to come around. He said, because it's time to prepare himself to end his summer and get ready to start
Absolutely.
focusing going back to school.
I always feel that shift too. August, you can tell everything is getting ready, just slightly in the beginning to transition. We get more rain, and it gets hotter, and the bugs are out a little bit more. But all of a sudden, you feel the stores, the schools, everybody's now talking about getting back to, and you actually feel it. And so all you little youngins, go and enjoy. You got another whole month. You got a whole month. And so don't even think about it right now. Just keep enjoying this summer, activities. And you all out there, grown folk too. Go ahead and continue to enjoy summer. We've had summer fun
That's
here.
right.
There's
That's right.
still more things to do. We don't want to hurry things, Mr.
That's
E.
right. That's right.
We don't want to, we realize that the days are going fast, and, we've been so many months into a year, but try to make sure you don't not trying to pull time till you quit. Oh, before you know it's 2023. Well, not yet.
Not yet. It's not that time yet.
Enjoy life in real time.
That's right. Enjoy 2022. Enjoy the
Yes.
moment. Enjoy life. That's what it's all about, Miss Hinton. We get to the point where we so busy counting down. Why are we counting
We
down?
do it all the time.
Why are we counting down for school to open? Why are we counting down for the end of the year? Look, and the thing about it, we have not really put forth effort to enjoy. Well, it's too hot in July. Well, cold weather. And it's like when wintertime comes, well, I wish summertime would be here. And we're counting down those days. Listen, enjoy the moment. It might be 84 degrees on the outside, and the humidity might, what you got to do.
Yes.
Drink plenty of water, stay in the air condition, turn your car up.
Absolutely.
Ride around in your car, get underneath the shade, enjoy summer. One thing that we have not really did was put our hands to the plow and begin to enjoy. You got swimming pools, you got beaches, you got the water holes. What happened to all the fun? That song like to say, hot fun in the summertime. What happened to all the fun? And some people were doing double dutch. They was running underneath the fire hydrant, just to get cool. And what happened to all that? Well, summer's here. I done got a little aid. No. You got to live your life to the fullest.
You got concerts that are going on. All kind of special events happening. Take the time to really enjoy yourself. Do the things that you like to do. Some people like to travel. Mr. E, they got so many traveling clubs now. And these people are going all over the world. And you're able to go with people that have that same common thread that you have, the love of seeing things differently and meeting new people. And so, man, this is your time.
That's right.
Right here in the Hampton Roads area, this is what I like. We have a cruise line here.
Right here.
When you can just go to Norfolk.
That's right.
And just walk right on the cruise ship and just go out for a minute or two, for a day, for a week.
You got the spirit of Norfolk. Yeah.
Yes,
go get on the water.
You got carnival and all kind of things. There's so many things for us to do. There are games, there's sports. And and that's a great time to get with family and friends. When I think about that, Miss D, I think about how in the past families used to come together,
That's
not
right.
just on special occasions, but Sunday would
That's
be
right.
a day
Picnics and
of
all that.
around the table, everybody, aunties and grandmas and cousins and stuff like that. I remember so well coming up, my family always being in that loop, together doing things. And so, we want to refresh the family now.
Watermelon contests and potato sack races and just having fun. It's not too hot out there to have fun. I want to say good morning to Miss Jewel Colprue, Miss Sheila
Yes,
Robbins,
baby.
also to our good friend Miss
Roberta
Wilberta
Carter.
Cotta, who's she's a Philadelphia fan, and I
Yes.
want to let you know y'all got some good stuff going on in Philadelphia. I took a sneak preview, and I want to tell Roberta Cotta, y'all got a dynasty going on over there.
Miss Roberta Carter, these folks are running scared of the Philadelphia Eagles this year for some reason. We had a guest on and he was talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and how they kind of like the Cowboys are kind of like, and Mr. E was agreeing with them. Like, hey, we got to watch them.
That's right, because they're in our division. They're in our division, and you can easily get bumped out from being to winning your division because the Philadelphia Eagle came back so fast last year. And I know this is not sports talk, but I had to throw
But
that
that's
in
our
because
upcoming show,
I
which you can
saw
start
Miss
talking
Roberta
about.
Cotta
Yes.
name up there, and I thought about the Philadelphia. Got a sneak preview of them. They got a dynasty over there. They brought back some folk who didn't get hurt none last year. They got a healthy team. Everybody on the Philadelphia Eagles is healthy.
Oh, that is marvelous.
And then they didn't get rid of nobody, didn't trade anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They still got their full strength starters and their team defense and offense. And they tell the story, but they started early practice.
Very good. That's key. But we're looking forward to those games, Mr. E, coming up. And we're not going to talk about sports talk, but that is one of our upcoming shows on Monday.
On Monday, our special guest.
Yes, Mr.
I got a special guest that used to be a referee.
Yes.
We had a football referee. I mean, a basketball referee, Tony Brothers of the NBA.
Absolutely.
Well, I got Mr. Ronald Spade that used to referee football at semi-pro level and also through high school. He played high school football with me at the Murray High School. Great linebacker. I mean, a great headhunter and don't mind playing football. So we're going to do a little sports talk with him and let him take us through the course and see the changes.
Wow. Yeah, we have some great upcoming shows. So, yes, you're going to join us on Friday. Mr. E and I are going to talk about what's in the closet, issues concerning women.
That's right. I want to get the juice on what's in the closet.
Maybe we will do that. Mr. E want to know some of the secrets of women. So let's do that.
That's what we'll do on Friday. Miss Roberta Cotta, Miss Sheila, Miss Jewel Colprue, and the rest of y'all just got to pay close attention because I want to know
some dirt on the women.
Dirt on the women. I want to know, how you all feel and why y'all are like you are.
He wants to know the sneaky side.
I want to know the dirt side. What causes you all to tick and what causes you to have a shift in your movement and a shift in your attitude that you see something, you throw your nose up in the air like you're smelling stuff and gets on your last nerve and you hide stuff in the closet. You make purchases and you may go down and buy this and buy that. I know Miss Jewel Colprue know what I'm talking about. Miss Roberta Cotta look like she's got a whole lot of stuff that husband. They got secret money. How can you hold on to secret money?
You can't tell all our tea.
I had a grandmother who had, they used to wear those smocks.
Yes.
And those old aprons, and she had two great big pockets.
Yes.
And in those great big pockets, she had everything that one need in them great big. Well, how y'all do all of
We
that?
got to
How
keep our
y'all walk around
coins.
and it don't look like you're bulking or bogging down, and then you turn around and you carry 15 pocketbooks and put
Tell
everything in
it.
one pot. How do y'all do that? Keep organized.
Telling the truth. But yes, that's going to be great. You all have to
I
join
want to
us.
know.
And also, we want to have your input because, yeah, there are some tricks to the trade. There are some tricks to the trade. We know that. And so we're going to share some of those tricks. Not all of them. We're not going to be like Steve Harvey, a tell all.
So
We're going to give y'all a little bit of tidbits.
So we wants to know, men wants to know, because we want to be able to deal with you all in a special way. We want to be able to meet y'all at the border, so y'all won't sit up here. Why you turn your nose up at us for what?
Y'all not trying to get the upper hand on us.
We trying to get an upper hand on the women.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard, honey, because just think about that lady named Eve, honey. She's a tricky girl.
She was a trickster. God
so
knows
I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna take a minute to get past a woman and her tricks.
She talk out both sides of her mouth. She was talking good to Adam and talking good to the devil. The devil persuaded her. Now she went and tricked her man.
Ooh,
why she do that?
She did a mess. It was a mess. So anyway, look, yeah, Rick. So join us on Friday for What's in the Closet. Also, Sports Talk on Monday. The following Wednesday, we're gonna have. Do we have a guest for the following Wednesday?
Not yet.
Well, we will be securing a guest for Wednesday. And on the 12th, we have Miss Francina Harrison. Harrison, and we're looking forward to her. And also, we have some other ladies. We have Miss. Mr. Who? No, I can't. We have Miss Teresa Kalongo, who's going to be on, and she's going to talk to us about autism. Mr. E, I don't know a lot about autism.
And that's what we need to learn about autism, how to recognize autism, because, a lot of people are in denial, Miss Hinton, when it comes to their children with autism.
Yes.
Some folk don't want you to tell them or see the signs or the writing on the wall that their child has autism and what to do about it and how to, to go after, to make it, to find out what's going on with it and to, to deal with it. Because some of our children are coming up this day and time and they're born with, autism, mental illness or
all kind of conditions.
And we look at it as, no, he's all right. He's all right. Because when we look at the growth of our children, there are studies that showing that at a certain age, at a certain time, a child 2 years old should be able to speak a few words.
Yes.
And, at the stages of life, when that child is not doing that, or and when you calling that child by name and that child doesn't recognize you, so we don't know if it's a hearing problem or what it may be. So we are glad to have someone up here to talk to us and to tell us how to recognize and what autism is all about.
She talks about the fact she's from overseas, and that the stigma is that you are cursed or your child is cursed. Husbands leave wives, the community and the tribes, and the people around them leave you to yourself. You don't have the support. And so we talked about that on yesterday, but she says in this country as well, people are catching on. She has a little bit more support than she would in her own country. But it's still a need for education and still a need for people to really have sympathy and empathy for people that suffer with certain conditions.
That's right. And we just can't pass them off or sit them on the side of the road.
Yes.
We got to know what to do with it and how to deal with it. There's so many children that's running around today, out here today, that has a deficiency, that has problems that we don't know how to deal with it. So some family members, homes are being broken up because of the child having issues. I ain't get it on my side. Well, you got it on somebody's side, So you go to that side to side, and it causes family marriages and homes to break up.
We're going to also have Miss Malara Green. She's going to be on with us, and many, many more. We have people that are lined up for
That's right. That's right.
our program. And so Mr. E is going to tell you in a few minutes how you can be a special guest sponsor and intern with FYI. In the meantime, please follow us on social media. I think people are catching on, Mr. E. Please follow us on social media, on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Please like, share. Make sure you subscribe and follow us, even on TikTok. But I noticed little by little, those numbers are going up.
That's right.
But we're going to keep posting our links and things like that. And we want you to please, please, please get it. Really support us. We really want your support. And we want to go live on Instagram and TikTok. And we want you to help us. So please let your family know. When you see our post, please share it, like it, and share it. And just, tell people about FYI and, what things are being done here on this platform.
I want to squeak out a little tea, Miss Hinton,
go ahead.
Because I'll be leaving here on Thursday. I want to give you a little tea. There's another way that you can hear FYI real soon. Let me get my cup. I got my cup. Here's some tea. Here's some tea. This is not allegedly. This is real tea. Take a sip.
Take a sip.
And if you want your cups, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861. I want to let you know, not only can you would be hearing FYI on 95.3 FM or WPCE or WGPL 1350 and 1400 or on the World Wide Web. But you're going to real soon be hearing us on WMVA.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, WMVA. That's 88.9 FM. Real soon, in the next following week, you'll probably be hearing us on another platform. That's WMVA.
Wow. It's already up in the studio.
At 88.9, and that's going to saturate the market. It's not only going to be Norfolk, Port, Newport News, but Eastern Shore, Richmond,
Washington,
D.C., Maryland. That takes FYI to another level.
Yes.
And when you can hear in D.C., when you can hear in Maryland, when you can hear in Accomack County over in the Eastern Shore, you're close to the big house, the White House. You're close to a lot of going toward up that north, I think, going up north to Delaware. You're hearing one of the greatest radio shows in the whole wide world. That's FYI. We came from the grind. We've been grinding hard just to bring you what's going on. And we're doing a wonderful job because the talk of the tea of the town is we are consecutive.
Yes.
We are consecutive with what we do. Just let me tell you a little bit, if you don't mind. There's 352 days, 365 days in a year. Mm-hmm. And we come on three times a week. Yes. That's 12 times a month that we come on. Now, when you do the math and multiply 12 times 12, that's 144 times that we come out on in a year, bringing you nothing but the best with consecutive guests and being consecutive for 6 years that we have brought you nothing but the best. So when we're going stronger and we're going to another level, so guess what? You're going to hear more, and we're spreading out territory. Yeah. Not only can you hear us on the World Wide Web via your telephones or your internet, but you can hear us via your cars as you're driving up and down the highway.
In your house.
Yeah, in your house as well.
Yeah, so we want you all to continue to support us. We want to come up with some with more great content. If you all want anything discussed or anybody that should be a part of this platform to help us to rise above, help the community, help to motivate them, please drop it in our DMs or please email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. We want your suggestions. We want to know what makes you happy. We want to know what you want to be involved in. We're talking about going to professional games. We
Yeah,
want to know if you all, is that something that you all would love to do or be a part of? Our challenges. We want to know if you all like the idea of some of the challenges that we have. If you want to participate in a time of giving, we give and we give and we give, but
that's
we would
right.
love for them to come and
That's right.
bring things for the community, out of their resources and just partner with us
That's right.
for those times. So we want you all to make sure you just continue to listen and please share. We are so pleased at the fact that we are continuing to add on different platforms and reaching more and more people.
I want to say
Mr.
good
E.
morning to Mr. Joseph Williams. Thank you so
Oh
very,
my
very much for
goodness.
tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show. And congratulations for all that has been done to you and for you and your family. For
Yes.
FYI takes his hat off. And y'all know I ain't got a hat on today. Yeah,
Well, I would love for my uncle to come on or my cousin, either one of them to come on and represent and talk about the legacy of D. Lawrence Williams and Mason Memorial. I would like to reach out to you or you reach out to me, and let's try to make that happen so the community can know all the things that are happening through the bloodline of D.L. Williams. Mr. E, the ladies' pies.
yeah.
Yeah, they will be available if you all have a special event or a special occasion. Look, we're gearing up for the holidays now, so you can also pre-order. I can send you an invoice. You can tell me what you're looking for. We have pies, we have mini pies, we have cookies, we have what do we have? Cookies, we have all kind of treats,
Cupcakes.
cupcakes and whatnot. And so, hey, I want you all to support, please support. The ladies' books, oh my Lord, a Spanish version and English version of Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose. It's already online, even though our launch is going to be October the 15th. You all can get the book now. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose by Yolanda Hinton. Make sure if you read English, you get that English version. And because there's another version, a Spanish version, for those that are bilingual or speak Spanish, please go online and get that book. Mr. E, okay, the latest music, of course, you all can get that
Where
anywhere
I
music is
am
sold,
now.
even our
Yeah.
theme song. And we can host your special event or special occasion. Mr. E is going to give you that information as well. And we want to just say thank you. Look, save the date. October the 15th is our launch for our anti-bullying program activity. It's going to be fun for our youngins. We want the community to come together. It's all about us and us stopping this animal called bullying. And so we need your help. So, Mr. E, give them the tea. How can I be a special guest sponsor and intern with FYI Radio Show?
Just before we give the tea, Miss Hinton, I want to take our hats off to Mr. Van Scully. He's a sports broadcaster that died at the age
Oh
of
my
94
goodness.
years old. He was the Los Angeles Dodgers sportscaster who
Oh, wow.
made history after history after history, being the voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So our hats off to you, and
Yes.
you did a good race. You run a good fight. You did a good fight. Now you finish your course, and I can say for one thing that well done. You did great.
Hey,
You know,
man, there's so
so
many great.
if you'd like to be a special guest,
Well, Miss Lee, do we have to rush this? I wanted to add
Go ahead.
something. I wanted to make sure you all know about, let's see, what is it? Oh, serving that tea. I'm sorry. We need y'all to help us to get some tea. It's so much tea. So look, if you all want to serve some tea, serve that tea. You can drop it right there at our DMs, or you can email us at fyradioshow@gmail.com.
that's right. Don't forget, we want all the wonderful, great. I mean, the news.
All the dirt. We say all the dirt.
We want
All
to
the-
serve that tea so a lot of people that can understand will know all about it. We're going to have a special guest. I'm waiting for the confirmation. Dr. Peoples. She's with Peoples Pharmacy RX, downtown Norfolk, where she's talking more about the COVID viruses.
Oh, wow.
And if you don't have a pharmacy to go to, support your own. That's downtown Norfolk on Church Street, People's Pharmacies. regular, like they used to have back in the days of old,
Yeah.
a pharmacist. You can go there and talk to the doctor about anything you
Good.
want
Oh,
to
you
talk to.
okay?
They
Good.
had that back, and that's on Church Street.
Wow.
Don't forget to email us. Send us your email. Send us your email so that we can give you, so you can be
Yes.
known for what's going on around the town. If we got some giveaways, we want to make sure that you be part of our giveaway.
Absolutely.
And then if we want to bring you on as being our special guest, our audience, we want to do that too. So email us that. That's at FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. And if you want to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, or you want us to host your events, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or go to FYI Radio Show inbox, or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton inbox, or Facebook inbox, or Edward Everett and inboxes, and let us know, hey, look, I'm with y'all. Listen, I know I'm talking a whole lot. I'm talking about FYI. I want to let you know it couldn't have never happened without you.
Wow,
The
absolutely.
Lord has blessed us for 6 years to come from AM to FM to the World Wide Web and be on another platform.
Yes.
We are now holding down the market. We're holding down almost 7, 8, 9, 10 platforms that you can hear us all over the world.
Absolutely.
And I want to say congratulations to Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton. She won an award on Saturday. For those who don't know about it, she won an award on Saturday, and our hats off to her. She's the brain of the operations here at FYI Radio Show, and we're supporting her. We got her back, and I want to say thank you so very, very much for all you have done. Speech.
Oh, we're so thankful. I just want to shout out Veronica McMillan, her organization CWA, and the Micro Nonprofit Network. Thank you for recognizing the work. Missy, I said this before, in 2004 became a 501c3 organization, and head was down for a long time just working. When I received that letter, I put my head up and I looked at all the things that were done and accomplished. And it was so many things that God had placed in my hand to do. So I'm really grateful that somebody recognizes that, you have really, really done the work. And I am going to continue to do the work. I'm going to continue to have the things for the community that the community needs. The Pastor Willie talked about serving, and that is me. That's in my vein. That's what I do. That's what I live for, and that's my calling. And so I'm just thankful for that, and thankful for FYI and those that we serve here.
Thank you so very, very much. Don't forget to join us right here. Our special guest this week coming up will be Mr. Ronald Spade, Miss Francine Harris, and Miss Deborah Harris, and
Malara Green, and Miss Teresa Kalongo.
Okay, Mr. Russ, I'm not going to mess your name up. Kalongo. And so we're thankful for all you as our special guests. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, Peace 95.3, and WMVA 88.9.
Oh, you all are a blessing. We're going to see you on Fun Friday. Get ready, ladies. We got to serve that tea.
And I'm going to pick y'all apart. Deuces.
Have a good day.
Bye now.